Alright guys, such a comic again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day. So for another $25,000 tournament goes down last night in the kickoff of Black Ops 7, and there was only ever going to be one champion. Mercules has dominated the off-season so far, winning everything before BO7 came out, and winning basically everything since as well. Is anyone going to stop this guy when the season gets back underway? The CDL starts shortly. Are OpTic Textures just going to run Worlds this year? Not, however, the only storyline of the tournament. If anyone's enjoyed your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always. This tourney was a Frag Cup number 5. Now, we've had plenty of Frag Cups over the years, but the last one was, well over a decade ago. Scump actually took the win on Frag Cup 3 way back in the day, and I think Crim6 got his first ever technical win at a Frag Cup. I think Frag Cup 4, that was the one that some people counted, some people didn't when it comes at looking back in the scene, whatever. We had a $25,000 one last night and another tournament coming up actually tomorrow. I think Kaysun said initially this was meant to be today, but one of the players, they had basically other commitments, so they're going to do it tomorrow instead. But it's a Black Ops 7 LAN. Kaysun, of course, he'd run this before. Wondered whether they were going to be able to make it happen again this time around, but the answer is absolutely yes. And there's a $50,000 LAN coming up tomorrow, Sunday, November 30th, 3 p.m. Eastern, and the big guns are going to be there. So many people would say these are the top 4 teams in the game, probably as it stands, but also the theoretical top 4 as well. There are some other teams we'll mention in the coming minutes, but these are the teams at the Kaysun Showdown, and well, we've got the full rosters. OpTic Gaming, represented by Dashy, Shotzzy, Mercules, and Huke. Simp, Drazah, Abuzah, and 04. Ghosty, Envoy, Simp, and Neptune on the Gentlemates. Paris, as they are now. And then, of course, Thieves with HyDra, Scrappy, aBeZy, and Kenny. So that's going to be a banger. Again, another 50k tournament coming up tomorrow that Mercules is going to be playing in. Is there any stopping this guy? Maybe. We'll see. Let's talk about the tournament that happened yesterday. So Hitch and OpTic, they put this together. Again, Monster Gaming getting involved in supporting these tournaments. We saw it with the CDL, and then it's the same story again last night. These were the first round games and really just the teams in general, right? So these were the rosters. Dashy, Merc, Simp, and 04. Unsurprisingly, they were considered to be the number 1 seed for the tournament. A team with Merc and Simp on is always going to be particularly deadly. They were playing Darkside's team in the first round. We had Perc, Gwinn, Abe, and Nasty, Brack, Fellow, Nate, Eric, Boom. There was the Symbols, Derek, and Courage, of course, the Stallions team. They were playing Yusuf and co, which is, hilariously enough, the under-18 Omit squad, right? And Yusuf is like Asim's little brother-in-law. This is probably, 14 now or something? So that was particularly interesting. JoeDeceives is playing with ReeaL and Slasher. I think maybe Nero. We'll discuss that in a second. That was a pretty good team as well. Shotzzy's team was with Huke, CleanX, and Insight. These were the other notable rosters, including this team with Rupa Skywalker, and we'll get back to them in the coming minutes as well. So, of course, most of the teams were mixed rosters among the pros. Some of the teams were actual challengers teams that were trying to make a run. And it was a great tournament to watch unfold. I think the other thing I wanted to mention about this Frag Cup 5 was that Bryson Tunn, I thought, did a brilliant job casting it. I wish they were still casters in the league. Maybe you think I'm biased because I'm pretty sure whatever. But, I don't know. I rate Tunn and Bryce as casters very highly. I think they did a great job last night. And it's kind of a shame how things just worked out with the visas and the CDL. I think found it easier just to go for other options that were less hassle, effectively. But, yeah, Bryce and Tunn, they work this tournament. They do the, the Esports World Cup and stuff like that. Tunn was certainly there last year doing a few things. So I wish we saw more of them, really. I think, because I think they're absolute quality casters, and it was great to see this tournament be put on by them effectively last night, especially this moment where they're playing around with the different views that they wanted to have for the grand finals, and they tuned in just at the moment where Shotzzy pulls off another ninja, right? So we saw it against Envoy, the clip of the year so far, undisputedly, in that tournament the other day. And he does it again here to Diamond Con. So, the fact that he's done this now twice in a week shows that we're going to be seeing a fair bit more of this season, right? But, I mean, this clip is actually disgusting. He goes down to 26 health. He doesn't quite, get this kill, but he knows his teammate's probably going to pick it up. And then he bounces off the wall backwards and then punches Diamond Con in the back. I mean, that is just outrageous. I mean, the Envoy one was incredible, for sure. But this one is is almost more insane just because the reaction time, right? Like, the reaction, there's no way in hell I would ever be able to do this. Like, he just spins around, jumps over the wall, punches him in the back. He's down to 6 health at this point, but still somehow gets the kill. And the remarkable thing about this clip is that wasn't it. He then goes back in, gets another one, guns this guy off the heady, slides around the corner after another little wall bounce. Yeah, Shotzzy's fun to watch on this game. Insane 5-piece, and well, good that we saw his POV of that one. The other storyline, I mean, you can tell by Zuma's face immediately in the top right hand side, is because the Stallions, they did not win the series against Yusuf and the boys. It went to game 5, they played a scar, it was round 10 in the end, but Encourage gets gunned down, and well, the boys of the Omid under 18s, they take the win. It's also great to see this because in challenges, still, unfortunately, you're not allowed to compete unless you're 18. We talked the other day about the average ages of the CDL teams. The youngest player in the league right now is Lurqxx, who's 19. I think JoeDeceives, when he came into the league, he was 18. But it's a pretty uncommon thing nowadays that players are coming in at 18 years of age. They're usually a bit older because, well, they can't play challenges until they're 18. So by the time they then get the opportunities, they're, usually early 20s we're seeing nowadays, which is, certainly not ideal. In other esports, you've got kids who are like 14, 15 playing in tier 2 and then getting noticed. And yeah, they might have to be 18 to play in tier 1, but I just think it's good to see opportunities being given to players to actually develop and play in some notable tournaments, even if it's not CDL official stuff. I've said it a number of times, if there was one change I would make if I was made CDL commissioner, it would be finding a way to make challenges 16 plus or something like that. This, anyway, was the bracket. And we can see those games. So Symbols, Derek, Encourage, they went down to Yusuf's team here. So yes, Swooty, of course, on the roster as well. That wasn't ideal. Then they dropped down to the losers bracket and went down to 2ReeaL, Awakening and co. But also some other, key names bombing out early. When we got to losers round 3, it was Kismet, Xnid and Johnny's team and DiamondCon. They took down Perc, Gwinn, Abe and Nasty. Of course, well, they went on to play Shotzzy's team in the next round in that series that we saw the clip from. But in the winners bracket, it was Dashy, Merc, Simp and 04 were kind of running world. They did have a very close series. I mean, it went 5 against JoeDeceives, ReeaL, Slasher and Nero. Then they took down Crazy, Lurqxx, Abuzah, Drazah. This is also a pretty great series. Well, I mean, it was very interesting to watch. I watched the Scar overload of this series, and Drazah's team, Abuzah's team, just ran away with it. Abuzah with the sniper was on point as well. That's certainly a discussion we'll continue to have later today because some more drama, as always, going on there. But the other most notable run, really, was from this team that dropped all the way down to the losers bracket after losing to Shotzzy and Huke early doors, and that was the Challengers team that's been running worlds in Challengers so far, Cabal Gaming, and we'll discuss a little bit more on that team and their players in the coming minutes because they make a fantastic losers bracket run. It basically capped off by beating Shotzzy and Huke's team in, okay, it was only a best of 3 at this point in the losers bracket. And then they went down in the end to Abuzah and Drazah's team that then became the grand finals. But that was a particularly good result. Now, of course, all these other pro teams, as it were, they are mixed rosters. They're not full teams. Whereas that roster we're mentioning, the Cabal Gaming team, they have been cooking as a quartet for some time. This was the other day they did a Challengers kickoff showcase. They 4-0'd Stallions in the final in pretty dominant fashion. But yeah, these guys are looking good so far. Again, this is why this time of the year is always so interesting because there's always some players in challenges that end up looking really good, and come the end of the Major 1 cycle, if not even before, if some teams are really terrible, these are the type of names that come to the top of the conversation. And there are a ton of things happening this month in challenges. Okay, we're still in November, but when December happens, we've got Challengers Cups, we've got Elites happening in early January. We're going to get a pretty good picture pretty quickly as to which players are top of the list, as it were, to get into the Pro League. Just a quick comment on the pistol, right? Because there's a lot of talk about overload right now, the fact that for season 1 they are set to make it, we think, so that the ball carrier or the objective device, whatever, they only get a pistol. And some people are saying, oh, that's going to make it impossible for the attackers. But the pistol is like unbelievably godlike right now. I mean, this is basically a TAC 45 that we're seeing is the current meta pistol from Black Ops 2, right? And yeah, this gun is absurd. It is like, genuinely, the amount of clips that I've seen with the pistol, it also makes the sniper kind of even better because the pistol is just that good. Like, this gunfight is just outrageous, right? Like, I know that this used to be possible back in the day, but every so often these games come along and the pistols are just godlike. And even though they banned the 3-round burst one, this pistol is just otherworldly. So that's what's been happening there. A couple of clips I'm going to share, including this one where Shotzzy eventually drops 50 on Blackheart, which was played. So we got kind of the first glimpse of what the proper CDL map pool is going to be. You know, not a massive fan of Blackheart, but I can see why the pros maybe felt like in the CDL felt it could be a viable option, and it's going to be played the entirety of Major 1 to our understanding.
I think they're just fighting.
Close right door.
Close right, dead.
One more, outer.
I have the outer one. Outer dead.
I have all left. Wait, one guy's left.
Is
Right
that
mid door.
Nice, good shot, guys.
Pick up the Rado, see this.
Oh, fuck, here he is.
I saw the left.
Shit, I'm blocking this side.
Oh, their door.
Dead doors. Yeah,
Can we help?
I just slide in as well.
Yo, deep left. One shot deep left. One shot deep left.
I'm rapping.
He's absolute. Nice, eh? One guy's left.
I have two close right.
Nice, you
Pick up for a new.
Undo, Johnny. Let's
He's
shot.
close chance on me.
Heard you. What?
Yo, two shot, man.
Yo, one
shot,
top
one
green.
device.
Two in shop.
Yeah, one top green.
Wait, Pion.
You on
You went in top green.
I think
You went there like their shop.
Yeah, they're gonna chow something quick.
I'm on top.
He's up. Got one. Another one. Oh, I have to reload, bro. And
Top
top
green,
broken
top
in
green,
their side.
He's actually What the fuck?
Holy fuck. Why is he back spawn?
Damn. GG's.
Fair enough.
Damn. He's triple child out.
Wow. GG's these guys.
Go over to Shotzzy's point of view. Oh, damn. There we go. Oh, my God, it's clean. Oh my God, what a time to come over. What a time to switch. Greatest switch anyone's ever seen as Shotzzy goes berserk. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Shotzzy again and again.
The grand finals though gets underway, and like there was only going to be one winner. It was going to be Mercules. It just is what it is at this point. Simp, Dashy, Merc and 04 win the tournament, and well, who is surprised? I think when we saw this team, it was kind of expected they would probably win. Dashy's team was Simp, 04 and Merc. Yeah, it was always going to be pretty good. They faced some competition for sure, but in the end, they got the victory, and Mercules does it again. His record this offseason is outrageous, right? This is what he's done since winning champs and winning the World Cup. So he came into the league. He came, what was it, like third with Toronto that first tournament, fourth with OpTic the next tournament. Then he turns up to champs, wins it, turns up to EWC, wins it. Then plays the OpTic Legacy match. You guys might remember in the off-season, there was the OpTic Legacy that happens. He played on the Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, won all of those. Went to the K-Sun Showdown, won that. That was 25k. Obviously, spread over the winners and taxes, whatever, but still, he's not had a bad few months, let's put it that way. The Hex Quarters Invitational, he actually lost. This guy's terrible. Second, that one. Then he did play the 10k switcheroo that Pred and Celium's team won. He came 12th in that, so a rare miss. But since he wasn't happy with that. So since then, he's back on form. Won the Flank Invitational, won the Monster 75k CDL Invitational, won the 50k BO7 Invitational the other day, and then won the 25k Frank Cup 5 just last night. So, yeah, you can't stop this guy. It's just, I know there was a lot of talk yesterday. It's like, where did this kid come from, right? Like, how did the COD gods just drop this man into OpTic's lap? I know that people are saying, oh, Toronto, you know, they should have kept him. They should have locked him down. Look, obviously, had they known, they would have probably tried to give him an offer that he couldn't refuse, right? And he probably would have, they'd have just put him into the starting team and offered him $1 million, and he would have said yes. But even then, right, like, OpTic were probably always going to get their hands on him eventually. It's just kind of crazy how it's all worked out. And yeah, the guy just doesn't like to lose. Now, when the season gets underway, of course, who knows, right? OpTic are the favourites to win a lot of things this season. They won't win everything. That's just how CDL seasons will go. And worth noting that Mercules, has been a name in the scene for some time. He was like a search and destroy kid since kind of Black Ops 4, really, dominating a lot of chows and stuff. But he only played Respawn for like a year when trying to make the transition into challenges, and was all notably already pretty good, but it was improving at a rapid pace. But yeah, the level that he's playing at now is pretty remarkable, and I'm sure that the OpTic fans aren't too dissatisfied with that. So Dashy says, hashtag bang, Mercules, Simp for a Dashy. They take the 4v4 championship, and this is the trophy that someone will get. And Hitch says, all right, who gets it? Who's going to get the Frag Cup trophy? And 04 says, look, it's got to be mine, baby. I finally won one after all the second places last year. So very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.